Did you know that faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the Word of Yah? My goal is to bless you with the Word. Listen to it while you're driving. Listen to it while you're walking along the way. Listen to it when you lay down at night. Listen to the Word. Isaiah chapter 43 verse 20 through chapter 44 verse 23. The wild animals will honor me, the jackals and the ostriches, because I put water in the desert, rivers in the wasteland, for my chosen people to drink, the people I formed for myself, so that they would proclaim my praise. But you haven't called on me, Yaakov, because you have grown weary of me, Israel. You have not brought me sheep for your burnt offerings. You have not honored me with your sacrifices. I didn't burden you by requiring grain offerings, or weary you by demanding frankincense. You have not spent money to buy me sweet cane, or filled me with the fat of your sacrifices. Instead, you have burdened me with your sins and wearied me with your crimes. Yes, I am the one who blots out your offenses for my own sake. I will not remember your sins. Remind me when we're in court together. Tell your side, make the case that you are right. Your first father sinned, and your spokesman rebelled against me. Therefore, I repudiated the officials of the sanctuary, delivered Yaakov to the curse of destruction, and subjected Israel to scorn. Now listen, Yaakov, my servant, Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus says Yahweh, who made you, formed you in the womb, and will help you. Don't be afraid, Yaakov, my servant, Yeshurun, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water on the thirsty land and streams on the dry ground. I will pour my spirit on your descendants, my blessing on your offspring. They will spring up among the grass like willows on the riverbanks. One will say, I belong to Yahweh. Another will be called by the name of Yaakov. Yet another will write that he belongs to Yahweh and adopt the surname Israel. Thus says Yahweh, Israel's king and redeemer, Yahweh Sabaoth. I am the first, and I am the last. Besides me, there is no power. Who is like me? Let him speak out. Let him show me clearly what has been happening since I set up the eternal people. Let him foretell future signs and events. Don't be frightened. Don't be afraid. Didn't I tell you this long ago? I foretold it, and you are my witnesses. Is there any power besides me? There is no other rock. I know of none. All idol makers amount to nothing. Their precious productions profit no one, and their witnesses to their own shame neither see nor understand. Who would fashion a god or cast an image that profits no one anything? All involved will be ashamed, but more than anyone else, the people who made them. Let them all be assembled. Let them stand up. Let them fear and be shamed together. A blacksmith makes a tool over burning coals. With his strong arm, he shapes it with hammers. But when he gets hungry, his strength fails. If he doesn't drink water, he grows tired. A carpenter takes his measurements, sketches the shape with a stylus, planes the wood, checks it with calipers, and carves it into the shape of a man. And since it is honored like a man, of course, it has to live in a house. He goes to chop down cedars. He takes an evergreen and an oak. He especially tends one tree in the forest, plants a pine for the rain to nourish. In time, when it's ready for use as fuel, he takes some of it to keep himself warm and burns some more to bake bread. Then he makes a god and worships it, carves it into an idol, and falls down before it. So, half of it he burns in the fire. With that half, he roasts meat and eats his fill. He warms himself, says, it feels so good getting warm while watching the flames. With the rest of the log, he fashions a god, a carved image, then falls down before it. He worships it and prays to it. Save me, he says, for you are my God. Such people know nothing, understand nothing. Their eyes are sealed shut so that they can't see. Their hearts too, so they can't understand. Not one thinks to himself or has the knowledge or the discernment to say, I burned half of it in the fire, baked bread on its coals, roasted meat, and ate it. Should I now make the rest an abomination? Should I prostrate myself to a tree trunk? He is relying on ashes. A deceived heart has led him astray, so that now he won't save himself. Just won't say, this thing in my hand is a fraud. Keep these matters in mind, Yaakov, for you, Israel, are my servant. I formed you. You are my own servant. Israel, don't forget me. Like a thick cloud, I wipe away your offenses. Like a cloud, your sins. Come back to me, for I have redeemed you. Sing, you heavens, for Yahweh has done it. Shout, you depths of the earth. Mountains, break out into song, along with every tree in the forest. For Yahweh has redeemed Yaakov. He glorifies himself in Israel.